Hello everyone, in this issue of Rescue 995, we feature Private Jastine Tan, a highly talented SCDF full-time national serviceman. He is the winner of 2 prestigious awards of a short film competition hosted by Cine 65. His film, entitled My Homeland, a photography project by Grandpa Chen, was awarded the Best Overall Film and the Movies Makers Awards. This NSF is an active member of the SCDF's Media Production Unit, Corporate Communications Department. Hi Justin, congratulations for winning not 1 but 2 prestigious awards in the national competition.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being able to make it for this interview.
No, thank you for having me here.
Yeah. I watched your award-winning film, and I must say that I like it very much.
Thank you.
It's very heartwarming, and it's also very apt because it is Singapore's 200th anniversary since its founding.
Yes.
To be honest, it makes me feel a little bit more patriotic after watching it, and because I can actually relate or resonate with the story's message. But let's hear from you, Justin. Your film is entitled My Homeland, a photography project by Grandpa Chen.
Yes.
Why did you come up with such a title?
So, for the film title, I'm actually a very big fan of this old school film titling and some of those old song titling also. So, take for example Stanley Kubrick's war comedy, the Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Love the Bomb and Stop Worrying. It's a title that encompasses what is the film about. So, for my title, I wanted it to have the same feeling, that old school whimsical feeling that we get from old films. So it's sort of like a callback or throwback to that era.
I see. So what actually inspired you to come up with such a storyline, and what is the key message of this film?
So the story came about when my friend's grandfather passed away, and he left him a few collection of cameras, few film cameras, film rolls. They were from the 60s, 70s, when his grandfather was a big photographer. And then we wanted to develop these film rolls and see what his grandfather has, shot and what adventures he went on. But when we went to the shop, they were like, oh no, we can't do this, it's too old, or we don't dare touch it, there might be chemicals that may be harmful. So it's quite a shame that 60, 70 film rolls, right, shot in the 60s and 70s, right, you can't even see what's in it. And then my friend and I, we started imagining, it's like, hey, what if your grandfather's alive? What kind of adventures you go on, kind of things you shoot with him, and how proud he would be knowing that you're a film photographer just like him.
How long did the filming take?
Filming is actually a very small part of the process. It's actually 3 to 4 days only, but the planning is crazy. It took about 5 months because we all have national service commitments or whatnot, and also it's a passion project. There's no money involved, and so it's sweat, labor, and passion that we have to find time out on weekends just to shoot. And I think it was quite a refreshing process because you're not shackled by a school system where you're supposed to do a short film. I'm doing a short film, or we were doing a short film just for the love of it and submitting under the school's name. So I think, it's a really tough process, really challenging to try to get all the resources to line up together, but at the same time, once it's all done, the pain and the suffering you go through, it's actually quite worth it.
Cool. As part of winning the competition, you will be attending the Busan Film Festival in Korea in October this year.
Yes, early October.
Okay. Are you thrilled by this? Looking forward to it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's Busan Film Festival. It's one of the biggest film festivals in Asia. There will be, I think, lots of feature and shorts premiering there. And I think more exciting thing is you get to meet new people. You get to expand your filmmaking circle within the 5 days you're there. And it's, I don't know, it's quite an exhilarating feeling that it's my very first film festival that's overseas. And yeah, it's quite a great prize, and I hope I get to meet different filmmakers there, and hopefully some of the more famous ones, and then maybe chat with them and get into their heads, and just watch really awesome shots and feature that made it to Busan Film Festival.
Tell us more about you in particular. When did you first have an inclination or passion towards filmmaking?
For me, I had a first inclination, a taste of film when I was 4 or 5 years old. I watched Spider-Man 1. And then, it's really magical when you watch Spider-Man swinging on screen. But then I never really gave much thought into it. I was more into theatre as a kid, and I performed like in musical, or I hosted events back in primary school and secondary school. Then I met Singaporean filmmaker Jastine Tan. He came down to my school to actually like, give a speech on his career, like kind of like career talks thing. And then me and my friend, we approached him after that. I was like, hey, we just want to ask like, oh, what is it like working for the movies and stuff like that. And I think he sort of like sparked an interest in me when he told me like, hey, you should just go out there, do short films, do short stories, like you get your voice be heard. And it was like, it's pretty inspiring for a 60-year-old kid. It's like you hear like this big filmmaker telling you that you can do it too, like me. And then I think that's what drove me to try to go into film school and get a film degree and do short films and get my stories be heard, let my stories be told through the magical medium of film.
Name a personality in the film industry whom you admire most, like your role model, and why is he or she your role model?
The filmmaker that I really look up to is Wes Anderson, because firstly, I really love his whimsical nature and style that, he uses everything filmmaking tool that he has, from writing to the art to the camera movement, to create small little worlds or like storybooks of his own, which shows like every one of his films look like a storybook, a visual novel come to life.
But how would you rate the SCDF's media production team vis-a-vis the local film industry? A genuine point of view, please.
So, for my opinion is that the SCDF media production unit can't be compared to outside film production houses, because simply we're all young NSFs that just joined in, while other production companies outside, they can hire people with years of experience ahead of them. That being said, I think the MPU is a really great space for young creatives like us who enlisted and would not thought about doing media production or like commercials and advertisement for the next 2 years ahead of us. It's really a great outlet for us to express our creativity, as we all come from different backgrounds and we have different skill sets, and we can actually put them to use.
That's all we have for you folks. To see more of Jastine's award-winning film, visit this link at the description down below. And also, do keep a lookout for his short film at the Singapore Mental Health Film Festival that's coming up later this year. Thank you for watching and see you next time.